Hey everybody, so I know that a couple of weeks ago I posted that I would be posting updates of my pregnancy, the emotional and physical updates weekly, and I never got to get a chance to get that started because I was, going through an emotional roller coaster, and I finally had a breakthrough to the point where I am able to get back to the things that I said I was going to do and get back to regularly posting. So I apologize for the wait, but here is the first video. It may get emotional, so I got my little tissue and whatnot, but it is what it is. I'm going to be completely transparent, completely honest, and it is what it is. I have nothing written down, so I'm just shooting straight from the heart. Let me start off by sharing a little background before I jump into my pregnancy. Things that people don't know about me is that I grew up, my dad was in my life until I was about 12. So I have abandonment issues. I don't really discuss it. I really don't even talk to my mom about it. Honestly, I kind of just deal with it. It's something that has bothered me for years, but it's not something that I talk about with others. It's something that I kind of, keep to myself. I deal with issues of insecurity. I deal with self-esteem issues. And a lot of times it has put me in these positions that I am in right now, where I have tried to love the wrong people or look for things from people who could not deliver. And that is something that I really picked up on through this situation. Not that I didn't notice it before. Sometimes you know something about yourself, but you don't really dig deep to try to resolve it. And with this situation, I think that it came to the point where I was forced to really just look back at myself and say, why are you even here? I have a lot of great qualities, and I'm not trying to boost myself up because I'm flawed as well. And I don't really take my good qualities into account. I look at my flaws and I say, oh, well, I'm not going to judge this person for this because I have this flaw and I wouldn't want them to judge me for this. And then I end up in these situations with people that I probably shouldn't be involved with in the first place. So, going into this situation, I liked potential. He was funny. He was cool. Easy to talk to. So it was potential. It was that thing like, oh yeah, I could see this working. He watched my videos. He understood who I was, So it wasn't like I had to hide myself or be somebody different. I was able to be like Miriam Arlette, the person that you see when you open up my page. So that was the thing that attracted me to this individual. And, as time went, there were things that I saw that I didn't like. And instead of just deading the situation, I continued off of potential, which was a failure on my part, because, and I'm not saying this to say that he's a bad person. I'm just saying this to say that I know how I like to operate. And if I know that and I see that you're moving differently, I should have been the one to say, yeah, this is not for me. But I didn't do that. So, continuing forward, it was always a struggle because he really wasn't giving me what I wanted. I'm a person that likes, a lot of attention. I'm fun. So I like to have fun. I like to have company. I'm a nurturer. So it's like, it was just a lot of weird distance, but he never had a reasonable explanation for it. And my thing is, being that I don't put myself on a pedestal that I should have put myself on, I was holding on to, but he seemed like he was this. Maybe if I keep trying, maybe it's something that I'm doing, and I wasn't really taking into account that maybe this is just who the hell he is, or maybe he is off doing whatever with whoever, so it led me to this. And now I'm here. I'm pregnant. I'm 3.5 months pregnant. And, people have made some rude comments about my pregnancy. Oh, she's pregnant by somebody that called her a one-night stand. And, all of this stuff. And, honestly, people can say what they want to say because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has room for error. And when you judge somebody, you just have to make sure that you don't end up in their position, because things change. Life is forever changing. So when you negatively downing people, you just have to know that your situation is not guaranteed to be that same situation tomorrow. You know, so I've had people say those type of things. And the reality is this: I am having a baby by somebody that I wanted to love. I'm having a baby by somebody that I wanted to love me. Catch that. So, you know, when I found out I was pregnant, I had mixed emotions. I was kind of happy because my son is almost 6. And I'm like, you know, it's time. And then I was kind of like, this situation though. But I decided against abortion because I feel like I'm an adult. I knew the consequences when I laid up with dude. And, you know, if this is what I'm left with, it's better than something else that I couldn't get rid of. And on top of that, my son is thriving. I don't mind going through the pregnancy. And honestly, I've been here before. And nothing is guaranteed. You know, so people say, oh, well, you know, what if he's not there? You know, if he was here, it's no guarantee that he would stay here. My father walked out of my life when I was 12 years old. You know, at 12 years old, you don't really expect to call your dad and he never answers again. You know, and he's alive, living life. Like, you don't expect that because it's been 12 years of you being here. So you don't expect that. So from my own personal experience, I can say to myself, you know, well, I'm not going to factor that in because life is forever changing. If I don't have this baby and I live with the regret of an abortion and he still goes wherever, or we still don't end up being, then what? You know? So I was, you know, like, that's it. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do this. You know, and some days he was supportive. Other days, not so much. And I never really asked for anything in this situation because one thing about me is I don't ask for much. I don't really complain much to guys about a lot of the struggles that I deal with. I kind of just internalize them. But if I express to you that I need something and you don't deliver, it kind of, it's, I don't know, it's painful. It hurts because I give and I give and I give and I give and I'm always there. And I feel like I gave that person that courtesy. I told you I was going to be emotional. But I gave that person that courtesy to, you know, always be able to call me or whatever. And, you know, if they needed me, they could ask me for anything. And the only thing that I asked for was support, you know. That's it. You know, stop by and say hi sometimes, you know. Let me know you care. That's it. You know, because words are words. You know, I can say anything and not put any action behind it. And then what does that mean? It's nothing. It's just a bunch of words that you threw together and made a sentence. So it became like bad to the point where I was angry. Like, bro, I'm not asking you for anything hard, you know. But when this person has a problem, they can reach out to me, and I'm always like, okay, well, you know, this is what you could do. Don't be mad. You know, I'm always trying to be supportive. Well, what do you need? How can I help? And, you know, you can't even give me the same respect as a human, you know, not as a baby mama, not as, just as a human. You know, so that was really what was painful for me. And I found myself, the anger was building up. My